and dear guests.
Good morning.
It's Mother's Day today. So let me take a moment to wish all the wonderful women a very happy Mother's Day. Thanks to them for each and every effort which she has done for us. So let's remember at least today. We'll start our official meeting by striking the gong. So again, warm welcome to you to the Vadodara Toastmaster Club. Here we have few rules that we must remember during the meeting. The very first one, I request everyone to take out their phone and keep either on silent or vibration mode. We'll take few seconds for that. Done. Second, whenever you are coming on the stage, please avoid to talk about three topics, that is sex, politics and religion. Please refrain from these topics. Third, please avoid any crosstalk or unnecessary movements when speaker is on the stage. For the ease of convenience, the restroom is outside on the left. And whenever the prepared speeches or debate topic gets finished, the SAR will launch the poll. Request everyone to check their phone to vote for their best speakers. And also, I request everyone, whenever they are coming on the stage, please make a firm handshake with table topic or teamwork. And while going back, then also you should make a firm handshake. Now it is also important to remember the mission of our Toastmasters Club. So for that, I request everyone to raise their right hand and repeat after me. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. Now let's join me in welcoming the most energetic and enthralling presiding officer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Vikram. Please be on the stage. Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you, Sanjana. TM Raju for surprising welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So today I would like to ask you one question. Which fruit is the king of all the fruits?
Mango.
Yes. So as the mango season is going on everywhere, so everywhere you go, any home or function, you will find mango juice everywhere. So in the world there are so many few people who don't like the mango. So today, as a one-day president, I am going to talk about the all-time king of all the fruits, mango. Like what Toastmasters can learn from the mango. The best thing is timing. So timing very matters in mango. Like if you eat a raw mango, which is not properly ripe, so it will not give a proper taste. Same thing if you even cannot eat the overripe mango because it will become soggy and it will lose its charm. Same thing applies to Toastmaster speech. If you take a very less timing in your speech, so it will not deliver a correct message. And if you take a more timing in your speech, so the audience may get lost their interest in your speech. Second is mango is the thing. Like when I was child, I like to eat mango by sucking it from the top and eating it what I can say. I was becoming mad for it, and the entire mango juice was dancing on my mouth, not just on my mouth, but on my shirts, on my hands, and everywhere. So flexibility is the thing. Like mangoes have so many flavors. We can eat by mango slice, We can have it by juice, pickle, or even dried. We can have. Same thing applies to. We have to be flexible for taking different roles in Toastmasters because each roles have something new to learn, and different types of mango gives different experience. That's it. Then mango is the thing you cannot eat alone. It will be shared with your family or friends. So Toastmasters also give you a platform to share your experience, talks, stories. So because when we share, we all grow together. Second, quality also matters. Now, if we eat a mango juice from the outside, there is in mango you will find papaya or some taste enhancers. So you will not get the natural taste of mango. Same thing in the Toastmaster speech. If we use too much depend on different AI rules, so we may lose our natural way of speaking. So it is better to use our own words and speak confidently. So now, before anyone requests me to order a mango, we will go ahead with the guest introduction. So I will request guest master. Yes, Ed. You can stand up in your space. And your name, what do you do, and how do you come to know about Toastmaster in 30 seconds?
Hello everyone, I'm Ashutosh Singh and I'm currently doing BBA from Maharashtra Central University, and I came to know about Toastmasters from my friend Kate, and he introduced me to this club, so I thought it would be good to go and experience it.
Hello everyone, myself Faith. I am studying in Maharashtra Central University, BBA course first year. I have came to know about this course from my dad. He used to be ex-Toastmaster in Ahmedabad, and I'm very eager to experience it myself now.
My name is Abhigam Shah and I recently graduated from the Institute of Technology in my university. I came to know about this program through my dad, who was searching for so many consultancies regarding the public speaking and personality development.
Thank you. Hope you all will enjoy this meeting. Now it's time to go for the book of the week. So today I would like to welcome the mango boy of our Toastmaster on the stage. Please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram. I'm Toastmaster Abhishek.
Mango.
I became king now. The king of fruits. Thank you for that. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests again. Today I'm very happy because I'm book of the week. Some of you might be wondering why. I'm not a bibliophile. I'm not a book lover. But once I joined the Toastmaster, I came to know there is a role called Book of the Week. So to take this role, you are supposed to read any book. And recently I finished a book, and hence I'm taking the role of Book of the Week. The book which I'm going to recommend you all will tell you at the end. Let me tell about this book. This book is about friendship, mistakes, guilt, and forgiveness. The story is set in this book is about Afghanistan and follows two boys, which is Amir and Hassan. Both of them, they play together, they grow up together. At first, when I read this story, it felt very real to me. This book is simple, which is filled with the childhood memories and kite flying competition. But later it becomes more emotional and shows how one decision can change a person's whole life. it also teaches us, sometimes we make mistakes, unintentionally or intentionally. But, some of us, they also try to correct them in future. So I would like to, take you all to one of the scenes from the book, which I will tell at the end. One fine morning, the kite competition was happening in Kabul, Afghanistan. The sky was filled with different colors of kites, red, blue, yellow, and so on. Everyone was shouting, screaming for their favorite person to win. It was considered that there are two winners. First, whose kite lasts long till the end in the sky, and second, a person who catches the last fallen kite, that is also a winner. Because the person who catches is considered as the main winner, maybe. So, in the sky, it was 100 kites, from 100 to 50, from 50 to dozens, and then dozens to 2. And finally, it was one. Hassan, who was Amir's friend, he started running after the last fallen kite. And then Amir shouted, "Hassan! Come back with it!" Hassan was already running. He stopped and looked back and said, "Amir Aga, for you 1,000 times over." This was the most beautiful line which I read in this book. So some of you might have guessed what is the name of that book. Yeah. So that book is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. If you want to feel what is an unconditional friendship, you must read this book. This book has also told about, the guilt and about how we ultimately go towards the moksha, which is called redemption. So I strongly recommend everyone to read this book. Over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your Now, we will move ahead, and it's time to welcome the Toastmaster of the day for today, the iconic star of our video, TM Tarun, on the stage, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer T.M. Abhishek. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. I welcome you all to the 404th meeting of Vadodara Toastmasters Club. Few weeks back, I was with my wife going for mango shopping. We went to a shop and she started looking at the box full of mango. Asked the price, 1,600, 1,800, 2,000. It just reminded me of my childhood, where one mango was just joy. Here, we're looking for a box of it. A few days before, my younger kid told me, let's go for Gola. I went to Chakachak Gola. I found it. It was full, no place to sit. And for a Gola, you have a menu. And the menu rates top 800 rupees watermelon Gola. 25 paisa Gola. I used to eat when I was a child. This 800 rupees dish for a watermelon Gola. Few days back, again my younger kid ordered an online ice cream through Blinkit. 10 minutes delivery. By the time it came my home, I did not find any solid ice cream. It was all manipulated. Again remember the childhood when we used to go to a shop and eat there. That is how, with that background, I thought, why not put this memories into a theme into today's meeting of Toastmasters. So I welcome you all to the Toastmasters meeting for today with the theme Summer Memories. Let us, all of us, close our eyes for a minute and remember all those summer memories while I play a small music. Okay, all set? Thank you. You can open your eyes now. What did you smell? Or what did you recollect?
Sweat.
Sweat. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Felt pity for our neighbors. Summer vacation.
Okay. Pity for neighbors.
First monsoon rain.
First monsoon, I was looking for that.
Visit to Goa.
Go out.
Beach.
Beach, right? Anybody with mango? Because mango is already started.
The cool breeze of
Full breeze.
Pepsi.
Small Pepsi, come on, right? So let us all hold the feeling for a while we move towards the meeting for today. If you recollect, actually summer holidays or summer vacation it gives a lot of memories if you really think of it. Right? As childhood, we may feel that summer is like a decade because no homework, no schooling, only playing, nothing else. As young adults, summer is just like a weekend. If you ask me for my summer memories, I specifically remember two which comes automatically without any hesitation, so without a second thought. The first is putting up your mattresses early evening on the terrace. Right? So by the time you are off or near to the time to go off to bed, those mattresses would be already cooled off. You would have cousins around, all of you sleeping on the terrace. Still, without no AC, you would require the blankets to pull off. You will be gazing at the stars, the open skies, and maybe if you have a kid or a cousin, you would be telling a lot of stories to them while they fall asleep. Right? And second memory which comes to my mind, it's heavy hard to say, it's my marriage. I got married on 15th of May
Oh.
and the time of my wedding was 12:30 noon. Everybody was so excited. I was sitting in a car, not a car, but a van. Hopefully it had AC, but AC with swag. Everybody danced for a while and they found themselves framed. By the time we reached the marriage hall, everybody rushed in to grab a piece of water or milkshake or whatever. Who was left behind? I was alone sitting in the car waiting for someone to pick me and go to the wedding venue. So when I talk about summer holidays or summer memories, this are such mishaps, I not should quote as mishap, these are the mishaps which make memories, right? So for the benefit of the guest, let me tell you that today's meeting is not less than a summer day. We will have our prepared speeches to start. That would be similar to a planned itinerary, which normally we would do when we go for a vacation. Followed by table topics, which would be like an unexpected detour. And then, when we think of the sunset and reflect on what went well and what did not went, that would be the evaluation session. So before we dive into the pool of speeches, let me introduce you the lifeguards for our meeting, and that is the tag team. T, though in in Toastmasters, it stands for timer, but when we relate to summer, it is similar to a temperature control. Right? Without an AC in a meeting, you can't imagine. Right? So let me call upon the timer for today, TM Bhavesh, to explain his role for today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, TM Tarun. So, as my role, I have been given the role of timer for today's meeting. I have a very beautiful thought relating it with today's theme. Just like mangoes. You know, mangoes are perfectly sweet when they are eaten at a prime time. If you eat them too early, they might taste sour. If you eat them too late, they might taste bitter. But the right time of eating them is when they are perfectly yellow. When they are raw, when they taste sour, they look green. So, using these cues as a mango of today's meeting, I would like to tell you my responsibility is to keep track of today's speeches, how you are on time, how ripe your mango is, when you should wrap up your speech, and when you should have an idea that you have qualified for minimum time. I will signal this to you by indicating these cards. The green card will indicate that you have qualified for the minimum speaking time. The yellow card will indicate it's a right time, just like the mango, to wind up your speech. And red card is an idea that your speech is getting too long. You should wind up very soon. Otherwise, it will hushed or bore or taste bitter. Similarly, I will be timing 3 different types of speeches primarily. The prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations, and so on. For prepared speeches, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. So when the time is 5 minutes, I will show the green card. When it is 6 minutes, I will indicate with the yellow card. And when it is 7 minutes, I will indicate with the red card. Also, the table topics will be for 2 minutes maximum, minimum 1 minute. So when 1 minute is reached, I will indicate with the green card, 1.5 minutes, yellow card, and 2 minutes, red card. But we have a very unique speech today in formal section, that is one of the icebreaker speeches. For that, the timing is a bit different. Although it's a prepared speech, the time will be 4 to 6 minutes. For the 4 minutes will be a minimum quality time, 5 minutes will be right time, and 6 minutes will be deadline. Even though, just like mangoes, I would like to give all of you a grace time, which my role allows me, for 30 seconds. You will have 30 seconds still as a grace period before and after your time, minimum and maximum time, to qualify for your speech. That's all from my side. I will present my report when called upon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before you leave the stage, any specific summer memory in short you can share with me?
As I grew up near a beach in Daman, my favorite memory was having all the festivals like Holi, Diwali to go and celebrate at the beach. Whenever any guest or any family function happened near our house, that was the best thing. We all used to pack up cars, go to the beach, take part in a whole picnic for a whole day at the beach. As kids, the only responsibility we had to jump into the water. That's my favorite memory.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
As the presiding officer, the timer is talking about mangoes, and even DM Raju is dressed today as a mango.
I'm pink.
Next lifeguard is when we taste a mango, which gives say So let me call upon the Amras or the AHA counter for today, TM Akash on
Do you know how many words can our brain think in a minute?
500 to 800.
And do you know how many words can our mouth deliver in a minute?
150.
Exactly. So everyone, this is the unusual coordination happening between our mind and tongue. The most elegant thing you can do during your presentation or any public speaking is taking fantastic pauses. But unfortunately, if you are not getting trained, you tend to speak some unnatural sounds during your talks. And I'm here to evaluate those unnatural sounds. You know, as a human, we don't like monotonous things. That means if I listen to a word again and again from a speaker, my mind gets treated towards the boldness. So here I'm gonna check a couple of repetitive words. So all the best, all the evaluators. Let's see what kind of feedback you're gonna get during this AHA counting moment. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, little champ. As you see in summer, we always go for light food, right? And what is the best thing to have as a light food dinner? Is to have a green, again a mango. No. Mangoes are rich in calories, as they say it now. So we normally go for a green salad. So the green salad for today, that is the grammarian for today's meeting, I would like to call upon TM Snigdha on stage to explain her role.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, TM Moody, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuses of English language, as well as an outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As Romanian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. The word of the day is force multiplier. The force multiplier, it means capabilities that increases effectiveness. It can be used in a sentence. Those long summer evenings with cousins became a force multiplier for happiness and family bonding. For the phrase of the day, it actually means I've got your back. I will support you. As example of using this phrase of the day, when we got lost during our summer trip during trek, my elder brother smiled and said, I've got your six. Each speaker is encouraged to use both the word of the day and phrase of the day during the meeting. I will also note any particularly effective use of language, memorable quotes, and areas where grammar or word usage may be improved. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Would you like to share your summer memories?
Summer memories, mostly they were at the swimming pool, off from the swimming pool and watching television at home was my summer memory, which I really enjoyed. Thank you.
After the introduction of the lifeguard for today's splash pool of speeches, let us move to the planned itinerary, that is the prepared speech session. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Aditya, but before I call him on stage, let me call upon his evaluator, TM Janardhan, on stage to explain his speech to you. TM Janardhan.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be evaluating Aditya's speech and he'll be delivering his icebreaker, first speech from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership. And this theme is he will talk about himself and also learn about the basic structure of the speech. And I request all of you to stand up and give a standing ovation once he completes his speech. I'm excited to hear from Aditya and wish him all the best. Thank you.
Would you like to share your summer memory?
Yeah, I remember there was a construction going on near my house, and freshly sand was dumped for construction. And I remember jumping from the second floor. And when I went in, my leg was this much into the sand.
Hopefully you were not hurt.
I was not hurt, and I didn't tell my parents that I was being smashed. But that was, he used to play, you remember those days, he used to play violin. And yeah, that's why I do. Thank you for
Thank you.
keeping me and recollecting those memories.
Thank you, TM Sinha. So now let us all welcome on stage our first speaker for today, TM Aditya on stage. TM Aditya, from failure to ownership, TM Aditya.
Thank you, Team Modi. A very good morning to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I will be giving my icebreaker speech in which I will be sharing a few instances in my life in this limited time period of 6 minutes. So, my story goes like this. I was brought up in a town situated near a village called Chandur, which comes in between Vadodara and Bharuch. There was a public sector power plant where my father used to work as an electrical engineer and my mother was a homemaker. In this town, it was very quiet, serene, a lot of ample space for playing and a lot of greenery around. I used to attend a small school with a few number of students, but the main highlight of the day used to be returning home to play. The playgrounds were my kingdom. I used to play football, volleyball, cricket. In the monsoon, it used to be either badminton or table tennis. I played constantly, so much so that I became quite thin. One of my fondest memories was this ritual after every school exam and in summers was this small picnics under the shade of these massive trees. We used to bring home cooked food to share, played board games and played simple games of catch. Life was joyful, effortless and stress-free. But this peaceful chapter ended after the 10th standard when my father was transferred. I asked my father with a heavy heart that do we really need to move out? And my father said, yes, the circumstances are such that we need to leave. After this, I came to this hustling and bustling city of Vadodara for my 11th and 12th. This was a complete change, cultural and habitual change for me. The tranquility of my town was replaced by a rat race. I took up science and I found myself in this cutthroat competition of JEE, where the focus shifted from school classrooms to endless private tuitions. The situation was so that I became so dull and disconnected that it affected my board examination as well. I saw students picking up pens instead of bags, and because of this I got only 80% in my boards and I completely failed my JEE examination. My confidence was crumbled, leading to my self-esteem becoming very low. After this, in the next stage of my life, I asked my father which stream should I choose. My father, looking at my struggles, told me not to take electrical engineering, but told me and suggested me to take instrumentation control. Now, at this point of time, I haven't heard of instrumentation control, but I pursued it from a local college. In the later stages of my engineering, my father told me to take a GATE examination because the placement scenario in my college was a little dicey. But I failed in that too. And I was wondering what should I do in my life. I was completely at a loss what my next step should be. Fortunately, Worli India Private Limited came as a blessing for me as I was placed in it as a design engineer. Working in Worli was a turnover for me. I worked in global projects as well as local projects, and I learned how this corporate world functioned. I earned a promotion, a decent salary, and most importantly, I regained my self-esteem. But after 3 years of working in Worli, a new desire came inside me that I should go beyond the technical field, and I decided to do an MBA. Preparing MBA while working was an uphill task. I knew that, and I didn't waste another year, and I knew that I needed to resign to prepare for it. But I also knew that my father wouldn't, remembering the past struggles, wouldn't agree to it. So for the first time in my life, I took a decision on my own. I resigned from my job without telling my parents. It was a harsh decision, and I still remember after coming back from the last day of work, I stood in front of my father, very much like Farhan in Three Idiots. I told him the truth. My father was initially angry because I left a well-settled job and without telling him a word. But I saw him in his eye. I told him I believed in myself and I could do it. My father, convinced, he told me, son, do your own thing, I've got your six. That was my force multiplier, and with this, I started my new journey of building a life of my dreams. In this, I also gave space to Toastmasters as well, to find a voice and started building myself a new version from scratch. Living cushioned life and privileged life wasn't easy. To build a new one, I had to break the old. Life is far from sorted, but it feels like mine, and that makes all the difference. Thank you, and over to you. As I already told in my icebreaker speech that one of the fondest memories was this, in the summers we used to play under this massive trees, we used to have so much fun, we used to play board games, we used to play frisbees, little games of catch, and that I feel that made my childhood very enriching. Thank you.
Speaker number 2 is TM Shubham, but before I call him on stage, let me call his evaluator, TM Vivek, on stage to explain the speech detail of TM Shubham. TM, come.
Good morning and greetings to all fellow Toastmasters. Today my focus speaker is TM Shubham. He is a force multiplier. I can remember that he is a very good singer as well. He could bring vocal variety to his speech. He would be delivering his level 1 project 3 speech. The title of his speech is Between Two Valleys. Timer, please note, his speech would be 5 to 7 minutes. I would also, as a Toastmaster, I would also advise Shubham to got your 6, because there are guests who are also watching you, and also there will be upcoming Toastmasters who will be learning from you as well. So, thank you so much.
Any childhood memory or summer memory you would like to share?
I could remember when I was a child, me and my brother is of almost of same age. We both like arm wrestle very well. So we would have competitions of arm wrestle. As soon as I get to complete my first cup of arm wrestle, he also used to complete the arm wrestle. Then I thought he is copying me. Why should I have one more? I should try with one more. Then he also copied me. Then we kept on competing with each other. Who will have the maximum number of arm wrestles? So at that time, because we were small, we are not having how much capacity would I have. I would have 22 number of cups of arm wrestle. And I could remember the next day was horrible.
Thank you so much. Please welcome our speaker number 2, TM Shubham, on stage. Between the Valleys, TM Shubham. Between the Valleys, TM Shubham.
Have any one of you ever got stuck at 3,000 feet height between two valleys on either side? I pray no one.
Well, I was stuck at such a situation. And that moment taught me about life, something very important. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It was the 1st of January 2021. I got a rare break from my daily grind at corporate life. I thought to myself, it is the start of a new year and why not make it meaningful? I thought of going to a pilgrimage. Straight away, I picked up my phone and called my friends. Would you want to go with me on pilgrimage? My friend replied, pilgrimage? At this age, have you gone nuts? So he did not come. I called my second friend. Will you go to pilgrimage with me? He said, bro, 1st January is a holiday. It's about recovery, not discovery. I called my third friend. Would you go with me on a trip? He said, bro, I have planned a date with my girl. I don't want to come. I thought to myself, people are booked, only I am free. So I should go alone. With the spirit of Akla Cholore, I started the journey all alone. I searched the map for the route, booked the ticket of bus, packed my bag and went off for the trip. I reached the place early morning. On usual days, waking up from the bed is a very difficult task. But this day, I had dreams, I had purpose, and I was alive. The moment felt alive to me. I woke up, I placed my baggage at the office, and before sunrise, we started for the climb. It was a hilltop pilgrimage site, and there were stairs on it. So I had to climb the stairs. As I started the climb, I saw I was no longer alone. There were many other people who were there for the climb. There were groups of people having music being played and they were enjoying the climb. There were couples holding each other's hands, helping each other to climb. There were elderly people with sticks in their hand, determined to make the climb. All this inspired me. The morning breeze, the chirping of the birds, the rising sun, it all felt magical. As I went one step after one step ahead, I could see the world becoming smaller and smaller. Along with it, my worries also began to vanish. I was living the moment of my life. Soon, I could cross 3 of the spots which I had planned to do, and then I was at the 4th spot which I had to cover. It was a spot which was off the main path. My friend had told me, don't miss it. So I thought I should cover. But I saw not many people was going over there. I still made up my mind, I have come here, I will definitely do it. There were no more steps over there, there were only rocks. And there were white markings on it showing the path. So I hopped on it. One after the other, I crossed the path and was moving ahead. The climb became steeper and finally it became vertical. Just before that stretch, now I became shaky. I turned around to look, hoping there is any human being behind me. But there was no one. Absolutely no one. I had to get my 6 myself. I brought out my mobile phone, took a selfie. It was a sweaty face with a smile on it. I took a selfie to capture the moment and then looked up and went ahead. I crossed the vertical climb and finally I reached the top of the peak. It was a wonderful feeling of achievement, of victory. I could feel the air and I was on top of the world. The temple which was there, I took the blessing and then I sat down in meditation to absorb the moment completely. But just because I had climbed to this place, I was totally exhausted. The moment I closed my eye, I started feeling asleep. I quickly opened my eyes and saw that if I get sleep, if I fall asleep, I might roll down the peak. So I cannot sleep. I got up and I started the climb back. As you see, climbing up inspires us. but climbing back down tests us. So the real test started now. I had already started seeing that my hands had become dry and my legs had started slipping. I had to cross that vertical patch again. And now, in such a situation, I was seeing that I was skidding and I was not having control. At 3,000 feet height, with one valley on the side and the other valley on the other side, there was just a narrow piece of 7 feet by 4 feet land where I had to land myself. Only then I can reach safely back home. To put you in perspective, it was not one floor, not 5 floors, not 10 floors, not even 100 floors. It was at 300 floors height. And at that place, I was stuck. There were only 2 options to me. One was to shout, "Is there anyone there?" I got the same silence return. So I thought to myself, I have to be my own force multiplier and I have to decide. So there were only 2 options, either to wait and risk slipping or to take control and jump. I gathered all the courage and I thought to myself, if I take the decision, it will be my responsibility and I will have no one to blame, so let's take the leap. I took the jump and fortunately, I landed safely. But I landed on my left leg's ankle. And as I landed, crack, there was an unpleasant sound. I had broken my ankle. Alone at that place with no one over there, I just told to myself, Happy New Year. With that leg, I had to crawl all the way back and I lifted my leg with all the perseverance and grit. I complete the journey back. After crossing that dry patch of land of a few hours, I finally reached people who helped me and then took me to my home back. At that day, I not only broke my leg, I learned something and which made me stronger. It's not about the mountain we conquer. It's about ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, T. and Shubham. I think that was itself a great summer memory which we could live. Our third speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Pinky, but before I call her on stage, let me call upon stage TM Kirit, who will explain her role and her speech details. TM Kirit on stage, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Today I am going to, I would not say evaluate, but review the speech of Pinky Behrus. Those who have heard her know what Pinky Behrus is all about. So I'll be looking at the development of her speech, the canvas she covers in the speech, weight of the words which she gives, and I urge everybody to carefully listen and digest the speech and to understand how a winning speech can be delivered. Pinky Behrus has won prizes in both the area as well as the division. In the same pitch, we are looking forward to produce first winner of Baroda in the district, and that is why I will very carefully observe and put any suggestion if I can, and all the best to Pinky.
Before you leave the stage,
Oh.
Can you share your summer memories?
Yeah, summer. I am also a very mango lover and I have many summers. But in my days, the mangoes used to be kept under the bed.
So,
All. And in the morning, you have to check how many of are right. I was a small boy, so I used to go under the bed and pick up the one which I put armrest. But I used to always keep 1 or 2 for myself without telling them did it right. That is what I enjoyed in the day.
Thank you so much. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Pinky on stage to deliver her speech. Is one enough? DTM Pinky. DTM Pinky. Is one enough?
everyone, when your phone hits 1% battery, do you throw it away? You don't, right? Then what do? Charge it. Now imagine if that 1% battery was not of your phone, but of someone's home. Someone you know. Maybe your colleague, your classmate, your cousin. Or maybe someone sitting here. Always smiling, says I'm fine, and then suddenly disconnects. That someone hopeless was once me. At 14, I fell in love with my classmate. Perfect husband material. He shared his chocolates, did my projects, even helped me with answers in exam. But there was a small problem. He was this tall, actually taller. And then I saw an ad on TV of a health drink which increases your height. Complan. I drank so much that the profits grew. I was sure I'll get a call. Pinky, you are a new brand ambassador. My photo on the Complan boxes. Imagine, you could brag that you personally know the Complan girl. Nothing worked. Doctors were consulted. Endless tests conducted. Diagnosis, Turner syndrome. A condition that affects physical growth. Doctor said, Pinky, listen, your bones could break. Your heart could fail. And the wheelchair could become your companion for life. Wheelchair? Was I going to die? Pain guaranteed. Cure? None. Time flew. Friendly question flew. Pinky, why are you not growing? Pinky, are you a boy or a girl? Pinky, stop! My friends isolated me, assuming that I would not understand their mature conversations. Have you been in a room full of people and yet felt emptiness? You had no one to talk to? At 18, I chose to be invisible. Even if any guests came home, I would hide in the washroom. Sleep abandoned me and I abandoned food. One night at 2 a.m., my sister comes and gives me a tight slap. Vicky, are you mad? Can't you see how much we love you? I need you. Ouch. That hurt. Here and here. Suddenly, I felt craving for instant noodles. That one slap of love recharged my heart. It gave me a reason to live. One was enough. Years later, I got a job in a travel agency. Pure paperwork, minimal interactions, perfect for me. One day, my manager comes and says, Pinky, how much you in sales? Sales? Like talking to strangers? No way! I would need a script even to say a hello. He smiled and said, Pinky, I trust you. That one trust gave me an opportunity to use my voice. It began with a customer, then I was talking to a group. That trust recharged my belief in myself. One was enough. Soon I was speaking to hundreds. I remember it was 19th of January 2019. Post my keynote, a man came towards me with tears in his eyes. Ma'am, my daughter has Turner syndrome. Worried for her, I have been taking sleeping pills for years. But seeing you, I know she will survive. From now on, no sleeping pills. Wow. For him, was knowing my journey enough? I felt I was nuclear power charged. That journey continues. I once sat hopeless. Today, I stand tall as someone's hope. I feel blessed. But sadly, many never get the chance to hear those words. I love you. I trust you. I am with you. According to WHO, one person in about every 40 seconds dies by suicide. Which means by the time this speech ends, we lose 11 lives. So what do you do when someone you know is about to give up? Of course, you don't throw them away, you recharge them. But how? You do not need the perfect words. You do not need the perfect solutions. You do not need the perfect moments. All you need is to be there and listen with care. In our darkest moments, human connection is the charger. Hold that hand. Send that message. Make that call. One voice can keep another alive. One is enough, and that one is you. By the way, I saw the shop. This is a dummy for it.
Thank you so much for an amazing speech. But I would also like to hear from you your summary, summer memories, if you can share.
Yeah, of course. So, it doesn't seem like, but we as children, as kids, we didn't have video games that time or mobiles that time. So it was all playing outside. And when we used to get up at, like there was no routine. Wake up at morning 11 o'clock, then by 1 we have breakfast and all, then we all gather. Afternoon we are playing when people are sleeping. So that is why I said I felt pity for neighbors.
Thank you so much for sharing. We just heard some incredible speeches, right?
Yes.
A round of applause for all the speakers. Every one of us would admit that for coming on stage and delivering a prepared speech would take a lot of efforts, a lot of planning and a lot of dedication. Similar to same planning and dedication you would need to pack a suitcase for a 3-day trip, maybe more than that, right? I will pose 2 questions to you. First question, how many of you have felt or been victim or experienced a summer vacation paradox? Means you imagine yourself going to a Goa beach, having a beautiful resort, having a cup of coffee with your soulmate, and you end up having a tea in your house balcony. Any one of you? Can you share?
So I would say that when I was young, my teacher saw me that I was not focusing on studies. So he came to me and said, कि बेटा पढ़ लो, नहीं तो जो समर वेकेशन है, जो गर्मियाँ हैं, वो ननिहाल में बिताना पड़ेगा. अगर पढ़ लोगे तो गर्मियाँ स्विट्जरलैंड में मतलब बिताना पड़ेगी. So today I have the wisdom, if I meet him, I will tell him कि सर स्विट्जरलैंड में जो गर्मियाँ बिताते हैं वो दूर से देखने से खुश लगते हैं, बट जो गर्मियाँ अपनों के साथ बिताते हैं, you know, they are the truly happy. And so I would disagree with you, and I would say कि drinking a cup of tea in the morning on a summer season is the best type of happiness that one can have, the happiness of peace. Because when you go to Goa, you in Instagram and the photo it looks very good, but a lot of things go on in Goa, and it can be a force negative multiplier.
On your summer vacation, you search for a destination where you want to go on a Google map. How many of you have ended in a lake or into a sea? I already given a speech. Snigdha, you want to share?
I'm always enjoying beaches.
Okay, but while you're driving, you search something on a Google map, but that Google map landed you into a lake instead of the destination.
I think I would have enjoyed it. Taking in the summers, taking a bath, like I enjoy watching dogs. In the, you know, if they find a pit, they would cool themselves off. So I would enjoy that part, I think.
Summer memories are something like that, right? Between our travels, between our happiness, if there are some gaps, those gaps become the memory. So the next segment is similar to that. It's about thinking on your feet when the weather changes. Please join your hand to welcome our table topic master, TM Neha, on stage, who is all set to turn the page.
Hi, greetings everyone and fellow guests. As my name is Neha, and as table topic master, I'll be the force multiplier, nudging you towards thinking on your feet. And for the guests, for the convenience of the guests, please do not worry because we have got your seats. And with that, I'll begin the first speaker for today, TM Aman Raj. And the topic for you is, what's your thought on holiday homework during summer break?
Greetings, bad omen, okay. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Holiday homework during summer break. It was the bane of my existence. After a year of torture, doing homework every day, listening to the scoldings of the teacher, now I have 2 months of respite. You see, even Lalu Yadav, when he was imprisoned in the fodder case, he had got a reprieve, he had got a bail for 2 months every year to attend his relative's wedding, his son's or daughter's wedding. But the school system had not even left me a bail of 2 months during the summer vacation. So you can imagine my pain at that time. I hated, I used to postpone it till invariably I had to do the homework. But now looking back at it, it is said that our most difficult experiences look the most beautiful and give us the most beautiful qualities in hindsight. I would say that it was these homework during vacations that have made me a more disciplined, that have made me a more conscious person, that I have come to accept the reality that you can never really disconnect with work, you can never really disconnect with your studies, and it has helped me a lot in my preparation for many exams. So yeah, that would
Okay, before moving forward to the next speaker, I would like to call upon Mr. Bhavesh to present the report for the prepared speech.
Thank you, table topic master. How many of you have visited a farm in summer, especially a mango farm? Or maybe have seen orchards of mango trees? So, as we know, as a child I know, we used to throw around stones, waiting and trying to pluck the ripe mangoes. This was my situation listening to the prepared speeches. In a way, I was lost in them, and I was enjoying the sweetness of the speeches just like a ripe mango. What an amazing yet enthralling speeches they were. I would like to present the report of timings. Our icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Aditya, had gave speech for 5 minutes 38 seconds, and he is qualified. Our Toastmaster Shubham, he went up to 3,000 feet to pluck the mangoes, and maybe it took him a little more time to come back. And by the time he came back, his mangoes had turned a bit bitter. It took 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Our third speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Pinky. I was on my toes. My fellow Toastmaster Aman Raj and me were looking at the clock, and at the very beautiful 7 minutes 27 seconds, 27.9 seconds, she ended her speech. It was such a beautifully crafted and controlled speech. Her mangoes were the ripest and the best. Thank you for such beautiful speeches, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you so much.
Okay, for the ease of the guest over here, when you are being called upon and being assigned a topic, you have 30 seconds to think over the topic and deliver your speech in 1 to 2 minutes, and you have 30 seconds of grace period. And with that, I would like to call upon guest Ashutosh Singh. Ashutosh, your topic is share memory, the most cherished summer vacation memory of yours.
Should I start now?
As you wish, you have 30 seconds to think over it.
Hello everyone, I am Ashutosh Singh, and the most prettiest summer vacation that I lived was one where I went with my family to my hometown, and all the cousins, like everyone has lived that life that with living with cousins in summer vacation in hometown, and the most enthusiastic part of that period was going in our local pond and catching fishes with our bare hands. With our parents being there and with nets to protect us, but we were just so clueless yet more aware of what we were doing, and we were just so happy doing that. We were so we were very happy to be there with people we don't see much, we don't see around us. We don't live with them, but we want to actually, and we see only once or twice a year, but now we don't get the opportunity to do it. But yeah, catching fishes with the bare hands and throwing them out of the pond, it may sound cruel, but we didn't have the advice of not killing animals, but yeah, it was the most beautiful.
Next, I would like to call guest Trupti. For you, the topic is too long, so pay attention. What was once an ordinary part of summer, but now feels deeply nostalgic and rare? I will repeat again. What was once an ordinary part of summer, but now feels deeply nostalgic and rare?
Good morning, everyone. That's a beautiful topic that she's given me. The most nostalgic part is, of course, my Bua. We lovingly called her Tata. For some reason, my eldest brother started calling her, and we still had that tradition going on. So she used to come and have this summer vacation with us. So our whole summer vacation was basically planned around her vacation time, which used to be very different from us because of the state and the CBSE board exams schedule. So this is something that I think was the most nostalgic part, because that part is what we used to plan and have the most fun, all the trips, everything, the whole of Bombay covered in those 30 days that she used to be there. And yes, now I miss that terribly. Of course, I lost her because of cancer. apart from that, it's just getting the cousins together, the brothers together. I have my two brothers also stay in different parts of the world. I stay in a different part of the world. My cousins stay in different parts of the world now. And that's the most nostalgic thing that I missed, which has become so rare. I think even my kids miss that because they don't have this privilege that I had of meeting the cousins and having the best time of the summer. Thank you.
Next guest, Abhigam Shah, please. Okay, hi. Okay, describe the memory of first monsoon rain after a scorching summer. I'll repeat again. Describe the memory of first monsoon rain after a scorching summer.
Good morning, my name is Abhigam Shah. So it dates back to 2014 when I remember the floods that were there. I was like, whoa, what is it? It's such a miracle, it's such a beautiful thing. But I thought, the people around us, they were suffering so much. Like, how could you imagine what was happening to them? I thought, on one side, we were cherishing the moments. On the other side, there was like sorrow, there was depression. There was like so much news around it. What will happen? And I thought, why not just calm down, just stay in a peace of mind where you just don't like enjoy that, but at the same time you realize that there's so many things that we have to focus upon. So I was at home. It was like in isolation, like an isolating experience, just kind of like COVID, like. So I thought, why not go outside? So I gone outside. I was living in Kairalibag with my grandparents back then. So I saw them and they said, look at the rain. Look what's happening around us. I thought, let's go further. Then there was a hole and I thought, oh, I had to be careful. So it was like scary, but at the same time, it was like you're taking like a shower. It was like a beautiful experience. Thank you.
Next, I would like to call upon, if I'm not wrong, and please correct me if I'm wrong here with the name, Mr. Heath. Okay, yeah, please come. So your topic is a memorable train or bus journey during your summer holidays.
When we think about summers, all we think about is playing with our friends or meeting our relatives. But when I was in 7th standard, mine was different from it. I planned whole year that in vacation, everything that I would do is just play with my friends and enjoy the time being. But unfortunately in the summers, there was a relative wedding and we had to go for that. Everything that I had planned just got wasted. That bus journey for my parents was very enthralling because they were thinking about spending their times with their family. But for me it was about losing what I was going to get. I think that was very memorable because now when I think back about it, it was more of I miss my family and being with them because all my cousins are now gone abroad to study. So I think that was a bitter memory at that time, but now it is something that I would more than wish for to get that moment back. Thank you.
Okay, with that I'd like to hand over the stage to Pia Modi back again.
I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Bhavesh on stage to provide the time on report for the table topic.
Thank you, Modi. Just like summers come just for bare 2 months throughout the year. We have very short span to enjoy. We had a table topic session with short speeches, but it was nothing less than like enjoying summers. I am glad to report that all the speakers have qualified, and it was all are eligible for voting. Thank you.
Now we will have around 4 minutes of break. 11:50 we start again. Thank you. Wow, what an amazing table topic session. We could all maybe cherish or remember our childhood memories. You know that every vacation, whatever we plan, there is always a post-vacation memory. Imagine you go for a trip for a week, you come back with all tangs on your face, your wallet which was heavy when you started would have been thin now, but your phone which was had nothing would be almost 90% full of memories. With photos you won't like to delete. You come back, open your phone, look at those photos and try to reflect what went well, what you cherished, what could have been better. Even the bite of the mosquito, the heat, you would have enjoyed, right? Similarly, at VTM, the theme, summer memory, how we started, but how it can be more better, or what could have been, what could have gone right, or what could have, or has gone wrong. We will have the next session, that is the evaluation session. And for that, I would like to call upon the general evaluator for today, TM Vikram.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Me as a general evaluator today will be carrying out this role of this evaluation. Now in Toastmasters, this is a unique in Toastmasters. Not everywhere we get to know how did we speak. Most of them don't tell us how we spoke. We either get the award or we don't get the award. But then here we get to know how did we speak. In fact, when I speak with many of my friends and relatives wanting to be in Toastmasters, I just don't say that I give a speech, I say that I receive a feedback. That's very important. To get started, the newcomers in Toastmasters and the guests would be thinking that there were 3 flawless speech. Excellent. What could go wrong in this? So now we have 3 evaluators who would say that yes, there could be few things that can be improved in the speech. Number 1, Toastmaster Aditya gave his icebreaker. To evaluate his speech, I now call upon Toastmaster Janardhan. Every evaluator will get 2 to 3 minutes. The timer will show 2 minutes green card, 2.5 yellow, and 3 minutes red card. They have 30 seconds grace period in order to be the winner for today. Toastmaster Janardhan on stage to evaluate Aditya.
Good morning. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vikram. Once again, good morning to the Toastmaster and guests. Aditya's speech had a very good emotional connect with me because I too made the transition from small town to Chennai when I was in my 10th standard. So I could sympathize what could have gone through in his head when he made the transition. For me, this was a very unique icebreaker speech because the person, Aditya had a very good template in his icebreaker speech because he covered various phases of his life. He has picked out those important aspects in those phases and he made a speech and delivered on stage today. He had a very good structured stage movement. So I was, as an evaluator, was able to pick and understand that he was moving from his childhood to adulthood to career, and he came back, he concluded. So it was very well structured and the transition was very good. He didn't display any sort of nervousness when he was on the stage. He was standing upright with his shoulders wide open. Very good vocabulary, very good voice. It was reaching the room very well to everyone. And talking about vocabulary, I have picked up a few things. Tranquility to rat race. Wonderful. Pens instead of bats. Confidence was crumbled. And I think the grammarian would also pick more. The speech also had our Timur beaming because he has found an instrumentation engineer. Now, talking about one thing which I would like to point in the speech, that he could have avoided a statement that I have to talk about my life in the period of 4 to 6 minutes, because this is not the only time you are going to talk about your life. You are going to talk about it as you go through your Toastmaster journey. So you could have avoided that. To conclude, he has wonderful ingredients like stage movement, body language, and that can become a force multiplier into becoming a very good speaker. I am looking forward for more of his speeches because he has set a very good bar with the Site Speaker speech, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
I am also one of the instrumentation engineers who, like Aditya, did not know that.
I saw that.
Who did not know that there was one such course called instrumentation engineering until I joined. My one piece of additional feedback for Aditya is, please be aware of the camera and the frame as well. You did move on the stage, but we saw the extreme end here or the extreme end here. The camera is straight there, so you need to be aware of that as well. Next, I call upon Toastmaster Vivek to evaluate Toastmaster Shubham's speech. That's what Toastmaster does. Both are sitting next to each other.
Very good afternoon to one all present here. TM Toastmaster Shubham took me to the stories of the mangoes, the whatever, the struggle we faced to have with mangoes, climbing up on the tree just to have a piece of mango. I could remember, I could relate and go back to my days where I could fight for the one mango that I used to climb the tree for that one particular mango. Although I was not able to get that particular mango also because it was given to my friends and my younger fellows. Coming to speech for today's Shubham's speech. His speech was very precise and very accurate. He started his speech with very accurate questions. It was good that he could connect with the questions and ask the audience. That started his speech with a question. It was good that he could connect it with the questions. Similarly, along with the he had a good usage of body. He had a good good body usage. He had a good structure of his speech. So kudos to him. And along with that, he could use many vocabulary, like very good words like perseverance, grit, good usage of vocabulary. And also within his speech, he could use word of the day. That was good usage of word of the day. So overall, he had a good speech, and along with a good timing, but there was always room for improvement with the speech. His speech was 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Almost the time was 5 to 7 minutes. So make sure that you complete your speech within a reference of 6 to 6.5 minutes, so that other members get to delay and you can complete your speech in time, so that people could be assured, okay, you are able to complete your speech well, and you are going to complete your speech within a precise period of time. So yes.
Thank you, Vivek. Shubham, it was a wonderful speech. All I could tell you is, when you raise your voice, a little bit of caution to the audience would help everyone to stay in their calm. Say, for example, you can say, from the top of the mountain or the peak, I shouted my heart out, is anyone there? You suddenly told, is anyone there? And people would in the front row may get a little tense. You need to give, when a voice modulation goes beyond a certain limit, you need to give a little bit of caution to the audience that I shouted my heart out. So that will train the heart to stay calm. Next on stage, to review, I would say, instead of evaluate, Toastmaster Kirit to review Toastmaster team, distinguished Toastmaster team.
Well, over to Toastmaster Pinky's speech. And as I said, I will review because Toastmaster criteria she knows very well, so she has applied all of them. Now, if you want to prepare a champion, you have to train them hard.
Yes.
And she has done it. She has given the same speech in area, in UK, in Canada, so she has got enough feedback. Stunning opening. This kind of opening shocks the audience. And I have, whatever international speech winners I have seen, this is the kind of opening made. So please don't change, it is wonderful opening. Changing the metaphor from charging a phone to charging a life. You emphasize that very rightly. Then you came to the body. Body has a meat of content because maximum marks, as you all know, is for the content. So content, you had powerfully put, you had put 3 stories, one love story, and then you said your sister slapped you, and then you change for marketing. These 3 stories you try to say, one is not enough. Now what I would like to say is that beautiful thing you read is the dilemma of being a child in an adult company. You can imagine her, what you call her agony when you are sitting with the adults and you are treated as a child, not listened to. Then she said, slap, sister slapped when she was fasting. And also another thing she said, if somebody asks you, are you a boy or a girl? Can it be anything more embarrassing than that? It's beautiful content in the body. She discovered herself with a trust, one word which probably her boss in the Dubai told. Interaction with the voice. When you interact with the voice, you get your confidence back. That is what Toastmaster is all about. People who are not speaking are learning how to speak. She got her confidence when she put to the marketing. Human connections recharges you. That was the end message, very elaborately done. But then we have to produce a champion. So some improvement are definitely required. I will of course personally give it to you, but I would say for the audience, very powerful opening and conclusion. But the body needs a bit of editing. The flow of the body doesn't look very uniform to me. The earlier speech had a very good transition. I would urge you to see a speech in the area contest, compare it with this speech and see where it lies. You are not dressed for the contest, obviously it was not the contest. Separate humor from the serious message. My contention is that humor is very good and required in international speech contest, but humor and seriousness should be separated. When you are on the subject, on the body, then you don't try to insert the humorous words because then if the message doesn't go through well. Like you said very beautifully, Complan. You had finished so many things of Complan. I wanted to be a Complan girl. That was the slogan probably. It could have been used beautifully. And I was asked, am I a boy or girl? Can be told in a very emotional manner. It can really hurt anybody who can come and say, somebody asks you, am I a boy or a girl? Very, very powerful emotion it is. But to deliver slightly more powerfully. At 18, I was among the adults and treated like a child. That was an emotional connect. The slap your sister could have been demonstrated well. And of course, conclusion, I don't know anything. You add a couple of good lines, very powerful conclusion it was. But like I must say that Vaibhav Suryavanshi in the nets and Vaibhav Suryavanshi in the match is different. So Pinky, all the best to you.
I would like to add to Pinky that if you can please end your speech by handing over the stage to the contest chair. Even in the division contest, you had an elongated pause thanking the audience, and probably the timer may take few seconds thinking that the speech is still not ended. The moment you say contest chair, then there's an obligation for the timer to end the timing there. So that is very important, because I think the division speech was also 7 minutes 28 seconds, and now also it's 7 minutes 27 seconds. There's a wafer thin margin that you are going between losing and winning, or not qualifying to win and qualifying to win. I would say that. Now I call upon timer to come on stage to tell about the timings of the evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, I would like to thank all the evaluators for such a generous feedback. It is very rare, as our General Evaluator said, that we receive feedback on our performance. Everybody appreciates us. As a matter of fact, I would like to thank one of our silent heroes, TM Modi, for providing me a very beautiful feedback during the break. I thank you for that. Now, presenting my report, all our evaluators were very well within the right range of the mango, except Ian Kirit sir. You were slightly above the time limit. Other than that, both the evaluators are qualified. I got your 6. And I must say all the evaluation reports were a force multiplier to this session, and which really enhanced the beauty of this meeting.
Now I call upon Toastmaster Abhishek, the presiding officer for today, to be the table topic evaluator.
So today, before an evaluation, I want to share my personal experience with table topic. First, I want to ask one question. What is the average heartbeat of human beings? 70 beats per minute. So when we are sitting in this room, it's around 90. But when the table topic speaker take your name, it will reach around 140. So at that moment, I will say, all is well. So moving with the evaluation, our first speaker was Amar Raj. The topic was holiday with the homework on summer vacation. So you explained you had a fun with the lab weather. So everyone was enjoying. That was amazing. Voice modulation was good. That was fun. The one feedback was we can expect expression. You can show some expression, hand movement check. So we can do. Second was guest Ashutosh. Your question was summer vacation memory. You explained you spend time with your cousins, you were sketching fishes, so everyone was enjoying. Your voice modulation was good, there was fun in the speech. Yes. And the third guest was Trupti. The question for you was nostalgia part of your life. Then you said that you are staying away from your cousins and you really miss them enjoying their days. That's it. There was a body language, confidence you have. And you have a good storytelling. So after, I would request if you join or become a member, we all would like to know more stories from you. Fourth is guest Abhigam. Your question for was memory of first monsoon rain. So you explained like your first rain was like a shower. So everyone was enjoying, you also enjoyed. You also have amazing storytelling. So I would say once you become a member, we also would like to know more stories from your end. Fifth was guest Kate. Your story was, your question was train or bus in the summer vacation. So you explained you were going to the wedding. There was a good confidence storytelling you also had. Now moving with the table topic master Neha. You started meeting with the greetings and you appreciate the guest, you explain the rules to them, so that also make them comfortable to come on the stage. And the best thing was you choose the questions related to theme. So that was also good. You also had a good hashtag. So I would say one liner for you, your train started for success is reaching destination before the time. That was wonderful. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. Now I call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Akash on stage.
afternoon, everyone. This is the first time I am doing this evaluation, so my apologies if I don't do it in a proper constructive way. So I have written a few notes. I will go name by name so it would be easier for everyone to understand. Let's start with T.M. Raju. The book review was fantastic. You navigated the entire thought very precisely. Longer pauses were taken, fabulous. I written two important notes for you. First is you tend to use the word maybe quite a lot. So you can reduce that word. Secondly, what I have observed that during the sentence delivery towards the end, you tend to lower your speech. So make sure the last word should be heard properly. Sometimes you laugh off and the last word is totally missed. So I guess that thing could be more important for you. Second, I'm just going out of the sequence. I would like to go for TM Pinky. Daksh, do you remember which is the longest word you know? Which word? So the word is thought. And ma'am, thank you so much. This is the first time I am using this word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is the extreme limit for the fantastic. My apologies, I was so mesmerized in your speech that I couldn't notice anything. But anyways, there were, and I'm not at the juncture that I can give you any feedback, but fantastic. We really loved your speech. Let's talk with TM Aditya. I'm very bad at remembering name TM Aditya, right? Again, your storytelling was precise. You went very well. A lot of bigger pauses were taken so that the audience can absorb the things. Fantastic. What I remembered is, as an English teacher, I always even say to my students also that in one sentence, there has to be one word which should stand out, which is the key word of that sentence. So that word should be highlighted. For example, in one of the sentences, you can say it was a massive tree. So the word massive could be highlighted more so that it could be the catchy phrase in the entire process. Your entire navigation was fantastic, but what I found is you use twice during your entire presentation. When TM Tarun asks you the sudden question, then you use almost 4 to 5 times so. So what I have evaluated that during the prepared speech you are fabulous, but when it comes to impromptu speaking, you are still need some time to organize your thoughts. So that could be one of the things. Next is I would like to go for TM Shubham. Fantastic voice modulation, great gesture. I didn't notice any repetitive words, which shows your proficiency for language. No filler words. So again, I didn't find anything in your speech, so very well done. Let's go with TM Tarun. You navigated this entire session precisely. You talked with everyone, great, took a lot of pauses. One thing I noticed is you use the word "and" multiple times. So even again as an English teacher, I always teach my students, I deal with young learners that try to learn a lot of conjunctions in English so that you can navigate your thought very precisely without using the same word again and again. And one more speech is sentence is all about an independent thought. So when you are using "and", when you're using a conjunction, the same thought should navigate the thought should navigate from the first sentence. So sometimes you unnecessarily use conjunction. Two thoughts were independent thoughts, then take a pause and go for the fresh sentence. It would be more appropriate for them. You did a lot of interaction with people. So maybe try to use different type of WH questions. So it would be give the other people more chance to elaborate during this kind of conversation. And I guess our guest, I noticed almost everyone did a wonderful job. There were no those much fillers. So I didn't put any remark, but it was a fantastic job. So this is all about today's evaluation.
Akash has written one page for everyone. Aditya, he turns the page. Arun, he turns the page. Then he says Pinky turns the page. We have one English teacher moving out of the stage and another English teacher coming on stage. Toastmaster Smita.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Okay, good afternoon. There is summer outside, but as a grammarian, I feel heat inside my head. So many things in my head, what to write and what not to write. Trust me, taking roles is difficult, very difficult. Grammarian is the hardest. And on top of it, taking it for granted, I did not prepare at home, makes your heart beats even faster. Trust me, ACs don't work when you are here. But at Toastmasters, I know we learn, we go ahead without being judgmental. From coolers to AC, we have graduated. Let's go back to class 1 or let's come to Toastmasters just to chill. So that's the poem, and that tells you where I am standing right here with a lot of nervousness. And yes, I will ask the grammarians who have been doing this job well next time I come. So now, I would say there are 3 places that I'm going to evaluate, or not evaluate, or going to tell you where you have used. The first one is the word of the day. So the word of the day was used by T.M. Vivek, T.M. Shubham, T.M. Neha, T.M. Janardhan, T.M. Bhavesh. The phrase of the day was used by T.M. Aditya, T.M. Vivek, T.M. Shubham, T.M. Neha, and T.M. Bhavesh. For the improper grammatical uses, I would say that I think the points of improvement I already told in the break time. T.M. Abhishek, T.M. Tarun, sir, I think it was flawless. T.M. Aditya, flawless, and then I stopped writing. So, Shubham, T.M. Shubham, at one place, not many people was going there, it can be were going there, and there was one more place, you spoke quite fast, so I could not write. So, regarding the quotes, thoughts, words and saying, I think it was amazing to hear because when you are a grammarian, you specifically hear for those words. So, T.M. Raju felt very real to me. T.M. Aditya, he had many points in there, many main highlight of the day. Kingdom of my own world, I might be wrong in the phrasing. Hustling, bustling, tranquility, rat race, and uphill task. Quotient life, privileged life. T.M. Shubham, I am inspired. Rare break, daily grind. Have you gone nuts? It is about recovery, not discovery. I think we all laughed on that. Yes. And one thing, to start something, you are not alone. When you go into a phase, you find like my mother always worries that you're going in the train all by yourself. I say no, the whole train is coming. There are a lot of people. So you are not alone. And put you in perspective. Very, very beautifully used. I think in the summers there is cool time. The cooling effect was T.M. Kirit. Outstanding. T.M. Vikram, T.M. Pinky, it was outstanding. T.M. Aman Raj, bane of your existence. Respite and invariably. T.M. Bhavesh, tip of my toes. T.M. Ashutosh, T.M. Tripti ji, it was outstanding. You spoke like, you gave that cool summer vibe. And Abhigum Shah, amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Now the sergeant at arms can release the roles for supporting role player. Now my report for today. Meeting started at 10:30 a.m. sharp. Now why is this the first line of every general evaluator script? What does the meeting time? What's the meeting time? Because 20 people together, around 20 people together and start on time is an amazing task. That's why Toastmasters International emphasizes the general evaluator script to write. The first line should be what time does the meeting start? No, what time does this meeting end? That's never in the script, but that's always in the heart. Let this meeting end on time. I'm sure that it's going on time. Sergeant at Arms and the presiding officer for today, I would suggest you to tell the meeting number. Until Toastmaster Tarun came on stage with his script, we did not know that it was 404th meeting. Because the camera is on, the recording is happening, we're going to write it, but still, the Sergeant at Arms has to start with, welcome to the 404 Vadodara Toastmasters meeting. That's more important. And the presiding officer, every time he keeps telling one day president, I think this is the third time is the one day. Good job. The Sergeant at Arms started very well, laid on all the rules perfectly. He ended up with this muscle memory of handing over it to Vikram. Now, I don't know whether to tell it as a good point or a bad point. I would still suggest him to be cautious about, because we all as Toastmasters are getting trained for life outside Toastmasters. Yes. I'm sure that not many like me would be so cool to tell, okay, let's Raju make a mistake, not a problem. Or not many like Abhishek would be cooler that someone else's name is used. So you need to be very careful with who is the host, who is the anchor, who is the chief guest. Once in my college days, the chief guest did not turn up, so my friend's father turned up and I knew his name. Now in the script it is still written the old chief guest name. And I'm on stage and I say, welcome to, then I had a long pause. I did not have Toastmaster Akash there. So then suddenly I had to change the guest name. So you have to be very careful with the names that you use. It's not a joke, it's serious. Our President and Vice President Education, they are such a wonderful team in the ExCom that the meeting happens smoothly, not just in their presence, but in their absence as well. That's the spirit of a true leader, that everything is in place. Taima, our counter grammarian, wonderful. Just a note to the grammarian, probably you can tell that please do a thumbs up if someone on stage uses phrase of the day and word of the day, because again guests and new Toastmasters would be wondering why suddenly everybody is raising their hand. So they would say this, again there will be a raise of hand. But why? Why is it happening? So that's very important for the grammarian to put that. Then searching for the target speaker. Now what happens for today, Toastmaster Tarun did not do it, but as a Toastmaster of the day, as a grammarian, as an evaluator, people start searching for, need not. Say for example, I want to call out Janardhan, I can always say, Toastmaster Janardhan on stage please. You need not search where is Janardhan, we use that critical few seconds, and every few seconds is important to finish at 12:30 p.m. That's more important. One more very nice way of Toastmaster Tarun was he got ready in his seat seconds before he was called on stage. As simple as removing that table and ready. So that he jumped onto the stage, again he is saving few seconds. These all are, if you really want to improve and grow in Toastmasters, these are the small things that you start getting into it, so that the time is not wasted. Every second is important in Toastmasters. After winter theme, it was a summer theme. I remember that there was 1 week winter theme from Toastmaster Tarun, and the next theme was winter theme by Toastmaster Janardhan. So I would request, probably tell VPE for summer theme to next week. Yes, sir. That's all for today. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for a beautiful and brief report on today's meeting. As we wrap up today's meeting, I am reminded of a quote A silent sea would never make a skilled sailor, right? Similarly, a summer without a chaos will never make a memory. We all came here today to learn on communication leadership, but we did it through the lens of our shared experience and laughter, and all of what we celebrated was our journey and our enriched summer memories. If there is one thing that we can take away from today's meeting, it is don't wait for a perfect moment, make the moment perfect. The best summer memories aren't those that went as per plan, but are the ones that did not went as per plan, right? You had some melted ice cream, you missed the bus, you missed the train, you ended up in a road which did not land up anywhere. So those are the things which make your plans memorable. With that, I hand it over to the presiding officer today.
We again had a wonderful session today, and today I want to thank all the speakers, evaluators and all the role players for the successful meeting. And special thanks to our TM TM Tarun, because he took the TM role just 2 days back and make such wonderful thing. So please have a big round of applause. Now the polls has been launched by our salaried app, so I would request everyone to vote in your group. Now we have some announcement for the next meeting. So next meeting is on 17th, which is some different kind of meeting. So the meeting in the digital world, we are planning to meet on our online meeting. So the next meeting you can connect from your comfortable place at 10:30 the same time. Now we will go for the guest feedback. So you can stand up at your position and give how was the experience with the
Attending this session first time of Toastmasters Club. It was a really wonderful experience. Got to learn a lot from really experienced speakers and people who would evaluate us too, and learn that how one can improve as speakers. So really looking forward to join and
This would be my second time attending as a guest, but at another city's Toastmasters. But I'll say that I liked the experience and the way the speaker convey their content and message. And I'd like to learn a lot from the people here, and I'm looking forward to learning.
First and foremost, I would like to say it's not just about the speech, but it's also about the networking and the opportunities that you get to share your own experience and to feel it. Like you don't just listen, but you just learn something. You get something out from it. You absorb knowledge. So I think of it as a knowledge gaining perspective.
Thank you.
So this is my second meeting, and for some reason, I don't know, from the time that I've heard about Toastmasters, I'm keen to join it because of some personal reasons I haven't been. Every time that I visit, I think the energy of the club gives me good, the energy to keep going and looking for better speeches and getting better at myself. I've completed a few of the formalities, some is left. I'll be a member soon, and I hope to get energized more every time.
Your name and your speaker.
Hi, it's Rupali, but I never consider myself as a guest because I'm the ex-Toastmaster. And for a Toastmaster meeting, every Sunday actually I behind my daily routine of the Sunday routine, so I can reach on time, but still I don't reach every time. It's that I can say that lack of my habit, whatever it is. But I reached late. I missed some speeches, but still, the learning tips. Whenever you come to Toastmaster on a Sunday or morning, you will be reaching at that the top of your leadership. But still, the Toastmaster VTM is the place where you can learn everything and every time from all that leaders who are present there. So thank you so much again for giving this.
So all the guest can connect with TM Jamie and the expert team regarding the membership. Now we will go ahead with the awards. So for that I will request our TM Modi to stage.
Okay, maybe I will announce and then you will.
So the best prepared speaker, TM Pinky.
Thank you.
Best evaluator, TM Janardhan.
The best table topic speaker, Sri Mohan Raj. Best supporting role player, Sri Maka. What's your name? Daksh. TM, Junior Daksh. Peter Tosmas. You can hold this.
Yay.
His face is covering. Face is covering.
You can hold it.
No, yeah.
The best role play for today, Jim Vikram.
Now I will end the meeting by striking the gavel. Now everyone can come on the stage for
Where was the location? Where was